Mhm. Okay, so we are live with Michelle Rork. And Michelle, you are the president of the board. Well, here's Jerry tuning in. Hi, Jerry. How are you? Welcome. So you're president of the board of the Moreland Farmers Market.
That's right.
Yeah. And Jerry, I'm going to go ahead and mute you, but I'll unmute you at the end and you can ask us some questions. So I would love to hear about what is up at the farmers market and what's new with you. And oh, here's some more people. Okay, we're just going to keep letting people in. Just keep an eye on our little waiting room here, and we'll just keep
yeah.
It's
the tricky part of Zoom.
That's all right. I'll figure it out. Okay, so was that a good intro? You're the president of the board.
Yep.
Oh, I love it. And our farmers market meets on Wednesdays, and you just changed locations, not very far.
Kinda. Yeah.
1 block.
Yep.
Right off of Bybee. And what are the hours on Wednesdays?
We are 2 to 6.
Perfect. And then a lot has changed here in the last few months. So what I used to do is I'd do a whole loop around. I'd sample berries and sample this and then make a list of what I was going to go back and buy. And then, but now ordering online, all online or online and in person?
We have both online and in person. We were really excited that we were able to open, particularly when we started in like late May, early June. You know, we hadn't really opened up much in Southeast Portland, at least. And it was really exciting for us to be able to do something that felt like it was productive and had good feelings and was beneficial to our community. And, you know, we at Moreland Farmers Market have always prided ourselves on really creating a community space when those seem to be farther and fewer between these days. And you all know it's been a place where people hang out with their kids and they come have dinner and we have music and, you know, you're not there just to shop like a grocery store. And while things are looking a little different right now, but we were thrilled to be able to open. A lot of farmers markets all across the country, and particularly in Oregon, have the Oregon Farmers Market Association has been working very closely with the state and all of us to make sure that everyone understands the guidelines around COVID and what's required, what are best practices. And we've all been kind of sharing and learning from each other, happening in a lot of places now. So some people are comfortable coming to the market. We've definitely seen lots of folks there every week, but there are others that would rather just do an online order and pick up. So we do have that capacity. We have an app called What's Good, and I can send Ann the link after this. And just download it. You can search for your farmer's market, and most of our vendors have their products on there. We're keep adding a few each week. And you can place your order by midnight on Monday nights for pickup on Wednesday. At the west end of the market, closest to Wilhelm, farthest away from Bybee, we just have a drive-through area where you can come in. We have a volunteer, Camilla, who staffs it every week and pick up all your orders. You know, they can put it in your car or you can walk up and get it, whatever you want. But we have been lucky that we were able to start with an in-person market as well. Right. I know some of the markets this winter, I used to drive over to Hillsdale, we're a drive-through only, but we were able to we have a very large lot. The folks that own Wilhelm's have been very gracious, and after our previous lot we have been on for 11 or 12 years is being developed. So we've been looking for a home in the neighborhood and hadn't found a permanent one yet, but Wilhelm's wanted to let us use it. And we're very grateful, and it's worked out great, less confusion, just right there. Nice. So because we have plenty of space, we've been doing in person. So we have designated entrance and exit. We ask people to maintain their 6 feet of space. We've had some line markings we did, especially the first few weeks. Most people are pretty used to that now, so we haven't felt like we've had to do as much of that. We have a greeter who's right there when you come in. directs you. We have a one-way flow of traffic and then separate exits. We all vendors and staff wear masks. We have requested preferred customers wear a mask. Now under the governor's order, that's fairly mandatory. So we have extras available that the Department of Agriculture provided. So if you come, you're walking by and you're like, oh, it's the farmer's market, I don't have a mask, we can set you up.
Great.
So all of the vendors will kind of keep their displays back a little bit, and they're the only people who are touching. You don't no longer pick out which tomato feels the best. Tell them what you want. They're very happy to be like, oh, I get it. You want, and you're like, no, I want the one in the back. They'll accommodate you. So it's been pretty exciting, and we have 3 or 4 hand washing stations, hand sanitizer everywhere. So we've tried to make it a safe and comfortable place for people.
This sounds like you've done a lot of stuff to make a lot of positive changes.
Yeah.
To be able to open and be successful and serve people in the community. So I could either online pre-order my stuff, drive up in my car, have somebody just plunk it in my trunk, or I could walk through, pick out what I want that day without touching it. No touching.
No touching. That's it. Yeah. So
And then
everyone.
You mentioned the community support. I think this is a big thing that the farmers, like you said, versus a grocery store. You're mixing. I always run into somebody I know. I lived in this neighborhood for years, people's kids. It sounds like you're still keeping up this community support. And you mentioned the SNAP programs,
Yep.
the kids stuff. Tell us more about that.
So in addition to just being a great place to come see people that maybe you don't run into all the time in the neighborhood, it's been so great to us to see customers that we've been seeing there for years come back. But our mission has always been to kind of connect people to healthy, sustainable food sources. So supporting local businesses, but also community members. And I know a lot of people don't think about it here, but food insecurity is a growing issue in the country. About 1 in 4 Americans, or 1 in 9, suffer from food insecurity. And the estimates as, more people are seeing economic losses or losing jobs, that need is growing. So we have for many years had a SNAP matching. SNAP is Oregon Trail Card, commonly used to be known as food stamps. People do that, as well as senior cash benefits can come to the market, and for every $10, if they take up to $10 out on their Oregon Trail Card, we can give them an extra $10.
Wow.
We used to have a $5 matching, and we are now part of a federal grant called Double Up Food Bucks. There are about 50 markets around the state that are participating. And so part of it's from grant money and part of it's money that we as the market raise. Nice. So that's really important. And we have been seeing really heavy usage of this particularly the last month. First few weeks is a little slower, but a lot of people are coming and you're able to buy pretty much everything except for your grocery non-grocery items, hot food, alcohol, stuff you can't buy with them. We also run the only senior nutrition assistance program at a farmer's market in the state. And in the past, that's been funded very generously by Bob's Red Mill. We're still working through that right now, but we provide $5 tokens to low-income seniors. We maintain a list. People sign up for it. We have enough funding for about 25 people each week and provide them that. In previous years, we've offered free Bob's Red Mill product samples with it, along with once a month, we would have a nutritionist on site to provide demos and answer questions. Or many people, when they move into a senior living complex, sometimes have limited kitchen facilities, helping them with that. We just started up our senior program again this month, so we're still working out that in-person piece. And then finally, we run a kids program called The Power of Produce. It was started by a woman that runs the Oregon City Farmers Market, and several years ago was picked up by Chipotle and actually rolled out nationally. And we've been using it, and we are not allowed to do programming like that at the market now, things that encourage people to hang around and stay. But we have been providing to-go kids activity packets. Our volunteers at Eastbridge Church have offered to take that on. They used to staff our kids booth for us, and every week they bring us 50 packets of a really fun activity. We did something where strawberry seeds, and you learned all these facts about them. We've done some plantings. Last week they made a watermelon fan.
A watermelon fan.
Yeah, hydration station. So you learn how to make like flavored waters, and we provide them. Sometimes we even provide them with a little bit of produce. So that's been really fun. And if people want to come and bring their kids and grab them, they can. Also free to just pick it up and take it with you.
Nice.
So we've been busy.
Yes, it sounds like it. Okay, I want to pause this just for a minute because I'm seeing some names of people that I don't know, and I just want to be clear with everybody. I'm recording this Zoom call that I'm going to post on YouTube. So if you want to be incognito, everybody's muted right now. There is a way to turn your video off, and you can just sit back and watch us talk. So I do want to open up to questions, though, if anybody has questions from Michelle. And the latest on Zoom is you unmute yourself. So I don't have the ability to unmute you. Can we take some questions from people, Michelle?
Sure. I think those are my parents on.
So if anybody has questions about the farmer's market or Michelle's beautiful backyard or anything, unmute yourself and fire away. I see Leslie. There's Leslie. Hi, Leslie. No questions? All right. I want to know what a watermelon fan is.
So they took a paper plate and made it look, you could paint it like a watermelon and you could use it to fan. But it also had some like eating activities about watermelon, fun things you can do with them. So
I love it.
It is not watermelon season here yet, by the way.
No.
No.
Where is that? Hermiston, where they grow all the watermelons?
Watermelons in Hermiston. It is stone fruit season though.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask about. Peaches. Tell me about the peaches.
The peaches just started about 2 weeks ago. And I will admit that I didn't have high hopes for the first week. I was like, they're a little early. But I bought some from Baird Family Orchards. And they were amazing. Just let them sit on the counter for a day or two and they ripened up. So the last 2 weeks I have had peaches and nectarines. I know they make nuts as well. And Jan knows, I lived in Georgia for 4 years and they rival any Southern peach I had, which I do not always find here.
You better wash your mouth out. That's not the truth. Georgia peaches.
I'm sorry, Jennifer. I have never been to there, so where is it located exactly? Because I would really love to go there today.
Oh yeah, it's on Wednesdays.
It's on Wednesdays.
Oh, it's only on, of course it is.
It's Wednesdays from 2 to 6. It's at Bybee and 14th or Claiborne, right by Wilhelm's, the mausoleum.
That's where I work, so that's
I know.
possible.
We in the past had been open until 7. But that we have a more limited amount of hot food and people not staying there to dine. We rolled hours back to 6 this year.
I see.
You could do you could do an order though and have someone come pick it up.
I could. And
Can you run to the farmer's market for you, Leslie? Get you some peaches.
I have been known to do some pickups for my neighbors. So.
And then do you have the same farmers that come back every year? Or do you have any new?
We do have some new. We have some of the same farmers and some not. We're really excited with, we keep growing. We've added new farmers each week as more produces come in. So right now we have Greensbridge Gardens, who's been there with us since the market started like 13 years ago. So she's there and she's got a really big farm and she's got a big variety of stuff. Berries, vegetables. She had a bunch of beautiful hanging baskets earlier in the season. And then we have Juniper Lane, who started with us last year. And we love Jen. She's on the board as well now. She is actually farming out of her parents' land in Happy Valley, like literally across the road from the Sunnyside Hospital, like back in one of those little subdivision neighborhoods. Her parents have a very large lot, and they haven't built it up. So she's been farming a small amount last year, and this year she's increased her space, and I think we'll probably be outgrowing and looking for more land soon. So you can't get much more local than that.
Right.
I went out to her farm yesterday to pick up some stuff, and it's 15 minutes from here. So
A little urban farm patch.
little urban farm all on our own. We have Pablo Munoz, and they're from Dayton. And again, big farm. They've got a wealth of stuff from berries to green beans. They've even had eggplant and some tomatoes already.
Nice.
Another small farm, Dirt Rich. Variety of veggies, again.
Best name so far.
Dirt Rich Farms, isn't that good?
Dirt Rich Farms.
Got some lovely stuff. And last week, N and N Amaro started back. They were with us last year, and they were started out of a grant years ago from the Hacienda Community Development Corps, and they specialize in growing Latin herbs.
Ooh.
Flavors and chilies. They have a ton of dry chilies. They also grow beans, and so they'll have dried black beans, pinto beans, and at some point in the season, they will probably bring their roaster and roast chilies and sell them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please. Roasted chilies, yummy. So you got a lot of fresh produce.
We've got some Berry Farm, Fuji. They'll have apples as well when it's that season. And we have Baird Family Orchards. So lots of produce.
And is your honey person still there?
Raw Oregon honey is still there, and they're very local as well. We've got 2 hot food vendors. You can still do takeaway. Mixteca is back. Known for their tamales and their mole bowls and tacos. They've been with us for a long time.
That mole bowl is no joke. I had like lunch and dinner out of one of those.
2 meals out of it, for real. And they're the folks that helped start the Portland Mercado. So
oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, they have their own brick and mortar now restaurant, as well as the food cart at the Mercado over on Foster Powell.
What's the name of their restaurant?
Mixteca.
Oh, nice.
And they're still at several, markets with their trucks. So, and Cafe de Crepe is back this year, most weeks. And then
So
we've got a few other fun things in. We have some people that are do foraging projects. So they bring a lot of mushrooms, both fresh and dried. Got my first chanterelles this week.
Yum.
And some other, more forage kind of stuff like sea beans or fiddlehead ferns. So they're pretty cool.
So stuff that you would never see at a traditional grocery store.
Exactly.
And then you can ask them, what do I do with this fiddlehead fern? How do I cook this?
They will tell you. How do I use these mushrooms? It's been really, really interesting. We have a woman who's making French style caramel sauce, Sylvie Menengen, and it's delicious. And she sells packets of to-go crepes too that my daughter wants me to bring home every week.
Of course.
That person, and we got a kombucha, a new coffee roaster in the neighborhood.
Oh, nice. So you still will get to see your farmers face to face if you do go through the market. You'll still have this experience, even though it's different as most things are now.
It is.
And then you've got hot food, produce, berries, that type of stuff.
And a few other pantry items. We also we are heavily represented in the party supplies, party beverages this year. We have several distilleries, cider, wine, some cocktails, pre-made cocktails.
Now, are they giving out samples of?
Actually, when Multnomah County moved to phase 1 opening, we were allowed to do some limited sampling. There are some rules about it. They have to pour, it has to be in containers. So our alcohol vendors are sampling because we understand for them, particularly something like a bottle of gin or whiskey or something, it may be a bit of a big spend for people to want to do without trying. You know, it's not like buying a pint of berries.
Right. So you could do your own little happy hour. Come through, get your plate of mole bowl, have a little
Yep.
sample of a
Yep. Yep. The
cocktail.
folks at Stillweather Spirits, they do gin stuff. They used to make little cocktails. Now they've just been doing, but yeah.
Nice. Well, this is great, and it's been so great to visit with you. Does anybody else have questions for Michelle? And if you do, you can unmute yourself and fire away. Otherwise, we might wrap it up. Anything else you want to tell us about the market?
Come, we love to see you. Come talk to your farmer. We, you know, ask them how they grow their food, ask them what they use, you know. They love to do that. And the folks at the info booth, we're always happy to help out too. So.
All right. This has been awesome. I was very happy to hear about all the stuff you've got going on, the fact that you are a community support system.
We're really trying.
Mm-hmm. And supporting local farmers. I think now more than ever, this is super important.
Thank you.
Yeah.
First Wednesday I get off, I will be there.
That's
Excellent.
right. If you're
I'll look for you.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Michelle.
Right.
I appreciate you.
Thanks. This was fun.
This
I
was totally
appreciate
fun. All right, so I'll record this and put it up on my YouTube, and I'm going to put links to all of the farmers that are at the market and these restaurants we mentioned, so you don't have to remember all this in your brain. And then you can put this on the farmers market website or however you want to use it. But this was super lovely to get to visit with you.
Thanks for thinking of us.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Too.
Thank you for your time, Michelle.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah. I don't tune into many of these, but I really wanted to know about this one, so thank you.
Awesome.
Did you learn anything new, Leslie?
Yes, I did. I would really like to turn my backyard into a farm. I have a large yard, huge yard.
Leslie could be one of your urban farmers.
I mean, why not? I have farmers all around me. I might as well.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.